Yo guys, what is going on? It's Lukey here and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys the biggest tips on how to get headshots in Cold War. So if you guys are trying to unlock the max camo in this game, I do recommend you guys subscribing to the channel because I'm going to be uploading a video on every single challenge that is available when it comes to unlocking camos. Any challenge at all, you think about it, I'm going to have a video on it pretty much as soon as possible. So in the first couple of weeks, I'm going to be focusing on just camos, and I'm going to be showcasing and obviously updating you guys along the way on the best ways to get every single challenge completed as fast as possible. So if you guys aren't subscribed yet, hit that sub button and turn those notifications on to not miss a video. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the best ways to get headshots in Cold War. So first of all, I'm going to be talking about some pretty basic tips, and then later on in the video I'm going to be talking about some more secretive tips that I really recommend you guys listening to. So I do recommend you guys watching the whole video. So let's start off with talking about the best game modes to play. The best game modes to play are going to be Domination and Free-For-All. The reason for Domination is obviously because each team pretty much has their own spawn, and this is going to allow you to flank up behind the enemies, and this is also going to allow you to basically get free headshots, because if the enemy isn't facing you and you're sneaking up behind them, you're going to get some super easy headshots on these enemies. The next game mode I mentioned is Free-For-All, and the reason for Free-For-All is because it is 1v1 v1 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 v1. Obviously, every single person in the game is all on their self, so this is going to make you get into more one-on-one gunfights, which are going to be key for getting headshots. If you're in a gunfight on a normal game mode and there is 2 or 3 enemies in front of you, you're screwed. You're not going to get a single headshot on any of those enemies because all 3 of them are going to be shooting at you. In Free-For-All, however, it's going to allow you to have more time. You can take your time when you see an enemy. It's just going to be you and that one enemy, so you're going to be able to focus on that one enemy, maybe chuck a little stun in there, stun them, creep up behind them, and get an easy headshot. So I really recommend you guys playing Free-For-All. Now, if you want to speed things up a little bit faster, then I recommend you guys going on Hardcore. Pretty much most Call of Duties I do play a lot of Hardcore when I'm going for headshots, but Hardcore is only really recommended when going for headshots on weapons such as pistols. Obviously pistols are a bit weaker than your typical weapon, so going into Hardcore for pistols is a super good technique to get easy headshots. Now, going in Hardcore is also good for pretty much any weapon category, but it can be a bit difficult. Now, the reason it can be a little bit difficult sometimes is because every single person is obviously like a one-shot kill. So, for example, in Hardcore, when you get into a gunfight, you're going to die super fast, and because you die super fast, you're not going to get as much time to aim at the head. However, in Core, it's around about like a 4-shot kill with most weapons, so it's a lot more easier to take your time with your shots and get a headshot, because in Core you don't die as fast, and in Hardcore you just die a bit fast sometimes, and obviously this is going to make you not have as much time to just take your time, be patient, and line up that headshot. Don't get me wrong, Hardcore is probably one of the best game modes you can be using or playing, but it's not to everyone's particular taste when it comes to game modes, because you do die quite fast, so quite a lot of people don't like it, but it is completely up to you. Hardcore might get a little bit of time to get used to it, but once you're used to it, you're going to be really good at it. So, one of the biggest tips I have as well for Hardcore, this might sound newbie, but it's got to be done. Grab yourself a field mic upgrade, stick it near a high traffic door. So for example, on this map, where my field upgrade is placed on this map, which is right in this room, this is a very high traffic area. If you stick your field mic in that room and you wait for enemies to just literally walk in, you're going to be behind them and you can get an easy headshot on them. It works really well on Hardcore Domination because they can obviously have a fixed spawn. If you stick a field mic upgrade near a room or near an entrance somewhere in their spawn, and once they get close to that field mic upgrade, they're going to appear on the minimap, and you can wait for them to come through that door, and then you will be behind them and you can get a free easy headshot on that enemy. Anyway, Now you guys know the biggest tips and tricks to use, I'm going to go ahead and talk about how to correctly set up your class setup. When it comes to setting up your class setup, a lot of people make a very big mistake, and that is only caring about what attachments are on their weapon. It's also just important to put on the correct perks and all of that kind of stuff. So first of all, let's talk about some of the best attachments to use. Obviously, the best attachments to use are going to be anything that increases your ADS speed so you can quickly aim in as quickly as possible and you can quickly line up your headshot. Anything that increases your accuracy is also very good, and anything such as a reflex sight is also very nice as well. The best reflex sights I recommend are literally the first few that you unlock, because the ones you unlock at the higher levels, they just have insanely high aim and they're going to be awful if you want to get headshots. I recommend using a simple, just a nice simple little low zoom, clean little sight, just like the one in this gameplay in the background now, because that is the best sight to use. It's super clean, it's just got a little dot in the middle, and you're going to be able to line up your headshots really easily. Now, one big attachment that a lot of people kind of sleep on, and a lot of people don't really they don't really understand that it's underestimated insanely, is a suppressor. Now, the reason you want to use a suppressor is because it's going to hide you off the minimap. So for example, if you're busy flanking the enemy team and you're getting a bunch of headshots from behind, the last thing you want is the enemies to know exactly where you are. If you don't have a suppressor on, all the enemies are going to turn around, they're going to see you on the minimap, and you're just going to end up dying straight away. So if you guys want to just stay stealthy, then the best way to do this is to go ahead and use a suppressor on your weapon. Now, if you guys want to be even more stealthy, I hugely recommend you guys using Ghost, because this is going to take you off the minimap whenever the enemies have a UAV. And I also recommend you guys using Dead Silence in the same class. You can use the wild card, which gives you 6 perks, 2 perks in each slot. And the 2 perks that are a must-have on every single headshot class is going to be Ghost and Dead Silence. And the reason for this is because, like I said, Ghost is going to take you off the minimap whenever they have a UAV, and Dead Silence is going to make you super quiet whenever you are behind any enemy. So they're not going to be able to hear your footsteps, they're not going to be able to be alerted when you are behind them, so you're going to be able to just get a bunch of free easy headshots with these perks, and I really recommend you guys sticking them on. The next thing you want to use is a stun, because you can just stun your enemies and obviously get easy free kills because they're going to be stunned. And I recommend you guys using a field mic upgrade, which I have already talked about. That is pretty much it for the biggest tips. Another little tiny tip is to use a UAV on every single class, and the reason you want a UAV is because it's going to obviously reveal your enemies' positions, and this is going to help you flank up behind your enemies a lot more easier. That's pretty much it for today's video though. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you guys are looking for any more camo tip videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.